Okay. So I'm putting the workout in the chat. I don't know if that's helpful or not, but I do it all the time. So if you have any questions, you can consult the chat. It shouldn't be that that tough. Basically, what's going to happen is we've got 3 exercises and then rest. So really 4 segments of 20 seconds. So it just goes 20 seconds for the first exercise, 20 seconds for the second, 20 seconds for the third, 20 seconds rest. And we repeat that. We're going to repeat each group of 3 exercises 6 times. Okay, so the first, I guess, triple set of exercises, the first 3 exercises are a goblet squat. So you can do this body weight. You can also do it holding a weight. So if you're holding a weight, you'll hold that weight up under your chin ideally, right? And then just squatting down like you're sitting down on the couch and coming back up. All right, so that's just the squat. If you have back issues or holding the weight up here doesn't work for you for some reason, typically what's going to happen is it pulls you forward, and sometimes that irritates low backs. So if any of those problems arise, we'll just keep the weight down low, and then you'll think about lowering it down. It doesn't have to touch the floor, but just holding it down here typically alleviates those issues. So you go 20 seconds of that squat, and then 20 seconds of a swing or deadlift. The difference between a squat and a deadlift is in a squat, you're bending your knees a lot and like lowering your butt down. So that would be a squat where your chest is forward. A deadlift is stiffer legs, not locked out, but just stiffer legs and more hinging at your hips. So lots of bend at your hips and standing up. So we go from doing these where you're squatting down with lots of knee bend to these, okay? And that's a deadlift. So the faster version of it would just be a swing where you reach that weight back between your legs and come forward, okay? So that's the second 20 seconds. The third 20 seconds is a plank pull through. So you'll have your weight, you'll be in a push-up position, okay? You'll grab the weight from one side, drag it over to the other. You put that hand down, we reach over, grab it, drag it back and forth. Okay, so we're just moving the weight back and forth under your chest. Okay, the goal there is not to let your hips shift side to side. Okay, so when you have the weight on one side, we don't want to have to shift your weight all the way over there. We want to keep everything locked straight down the middle. Okay, so that's the first group. I'm going to go through the second group when we get there while we're resting after this. So yeah, if we can manage those, remembering those 3 exercises, we'll be okay in the first group here. All right, so let's go ahead and grab a foam roller. I'll do the same. We're just taking a little time here, sitting on top of the roller. Cross your ankle over. If you don't have a roller, you can also do this just by sitting on the floor and rolling around. You can also use a tennis ball or any other object that you can kind of use as something to move over top of. So any kind of like ball, lacrosse ball, tennis ball, racquetball. Golf ball is really pretty painful. Yeah. But yeah, anything that's rounded that you'd be able to move yourself around on. So we'll just make sure we get our hips here and front of your legs. For anybody who's new to the circuits, while I'm explaining the circuit, it's good to get this done, to roll, right? So we just sit down on top of the roller and do some rolling while I'm explaining some things. That way it's not just idle time. Let's make sure we get the front of your thighs. And by front, I mean You know, you're gonna roll up and down, turn to your one side, turn to the other. All right. So we'll start off on one knee today for stretch. So we're just kneeling nice and tall. Tuck your tailbone down. You should feel that stretch down the front of this leg. So we're kind of tucking your tailbone under and also pushing just a little bit forward. Shouldn't be arched in your low back. Good. From here, we're going to take your hands and take them to the floor. You can put your roller underneath your hands if that helps. So you got your roller, your feet up on the roller, or your hands on the roller. Your foot should be up next to your hands, your knee outside your armpit. So as I look down, my shin is straight up and down, pushing my hips down towards the floor and pushing my chest away from the floor. And good. From here, one last stretch. We're going to stand up. So we straighten your legs. This is where the foam roller comes in handy. So it just helps you to keep your chest up and away from the floor. We're getting a big stretch down the back of this leg, your front leg, and also letting your back heel drop down towards the ground. And good. Let's repeat that process on the other side. So we bring the other knee up. So getting that hip flexor stretch again. Remember, we're tucking your tailbone down. That might be better. Yeah, tucking that tailbone down. Okay, good. Now let's take your hands to the floor. So again, that knee is going to be outside your armpit. You just take your hands down to the floor. You look at your shin, it should be straight up and down. Your whole front foot should be on the ground. Foam roller under your hands if it helps. Then you're pushing your chest up and away. Pushing your chest away from the floor and your hips down towards the floor. All right, let's go straighten those legs. So we're straightening your front leg as much as you can. And dropping your back heel down towards the ground for a calf stretch. Like I said, this is where the roller really comes in handy. You want to try to keep your spine as neutral as possible, so that means we're not rounding over, reaching for the floor. And good, relax. Let's go 90-90 position. So one hip turns out and one hip turns in. So we're kind of sitting off to the side a little bit here, but we are going to try to get both cheeks to the ground. Right, so you lay one leg across in front of you, the other leg's going to be back behind you. So we're just sitting here. We'll take about 10 seconds and try to get both cheeks to the floor. Structure of your hips may not let you do it, but that's, you can always try. All right, now let's lean over forward, put both elbows on the floor. So you're taking your chest over your forward leg. Your knee should be pretty much centered on your chest. If you're not getting a stretch in the outside of your hip, you can move your foot forward. So you can kind of just manually grab it and move that foot up forward.
It's supposed to stay bent.
Yeah, put the other
The
one.
more you move that leg forward, the more rotations you're going to get on your hip. So that's what we want. We want to fill this stretch
That's supposed
like
to move
right around your back pocket. All right, good. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So again, we'll just take a second. Sitting down, trying to get both cheeks to the ground. And good. Let's move that foot forward a little bit. Now we lean over forward. Try to put your chest on the inside of your thigh here. Your knee should be centered on your chest. You're feeling that stretch right around your back pocket.
This knee centered in your chest.
And good. Okay, we'll come up to all fours. Let's go one leg out to the side for a groin stretch. So here we're stretching out the inside of your thigh, and we're going to just rock your hips forward and backward. So you're kind of just reaching forward like you're reaching your hips towards the floor, getting into that like you were going to do a push-up from your knee, and then reaching back, trying to put your butt on your heel. All right, from here, whatever leg is out to the side, my left leg is out, so I'm going to take my left hand, reach under my armpit, slide my hand along the ground just to close my shoulders down. And then we're going to rotate up. So you're trying to stack your shoulders right on top of each other. And we'll repeat that. So go through at your pace. So you close the shoulders down. We're going to open up, reach up towards the ceiling. And good. Let's repeat that on the other side. So go one leg out to the side. Keeping your hands and other knee on the floor. Sitting back towards your heel. Push your hips forward like you're going to do a push-up. And the last bit of warm up here. Whatever leg is out, you're going to take that hand, slide it along the floor, palm up, and then we rotate up towards the ceiling. You might find that you have one side that's a little bit easier to do this on than the other.
Follow your hand out.
And good. Okay. So that's what we got for warm up. I'm going to just mute everybody here. So if you got a question, make sure you just hit and hold the space bar and shout it out. Okay, so remember the first 3 exercises are a squat for 20 seconds, swing for 20 seconds, and then the kettlebell pull through. So you're in that push-up position, reach over, grab the weight and drag it over, reach over and grab the weight and drag it over, okay? You can also, if you don't have a weight, that's totally fine. You can also just pick up a hand and pick up a hand. It's really less about pulling the weight over and more about just going from 4 points of support to 3. Okay. All right, so we're gonna get started here in 10 seconds. 20 seconds of each thing, 6 times through. Then we'll take a little rest while I explain the next group, okay? All right, getting started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and off we go, goblet squat. So we're just squatting up and down. I'll try to give you the halfway point. Make sure your feet stay flat, halfway already. Going right to the swing in 2, 1, and good. Drop that weight down. We go for kettlebell swing or deadlift. Do the deadlift if you have a touchy back. 10 seconds left. And plank pull through, here we go. Right down to that push-up position. Holding nice and strong through the middle while you pull the weight from one side to the other. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so that's round 1 of 6. It goes by pretty quick, 20 seconds. It's not a long time for these. All right, we're getting started back up to the top in 2, 1, and here we go. So that also means 20 seconds isn't going to feel like a lot of rest. Halfway. Keeping those feet flat on the floor. Make sure you push your heels down. And deadlift or swing, here we go. I'll just demonstrate the deadlift this time. So your butt and back of your legs should be doing the work. Halfway. Plank pull through in 2, 1. Here we go. Push up position. Dragging that weight across. Two, 1, rest. Okay, nice job. 10 seconds left to rest. We go back up to the goblet squat for round 3. All right, ready? And here we go. Again, remember, you can hold that handle up under your chin. If you're using a dumbbell, the handle will be vertical, and you'll hold one end of the dumbbell. Okay, 3, 2, 1, swing or deadlift. Here we go. Remember, butt and back of your legs doing the work. 5 seconds. And plank pull through. Here we go. Five seconds left. 2, 1, rest. Okay, halfway done with this group. Okay, 5 seconds left to rest. Back up to the squats for round 4. And here we go. Remember, these can also be done with body weight. All right, swing in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, swing or deadlift. Okay, pull through, here we go. Five seconds. Rest. Good job, that's round 4. We've got 2 to go. Deb, if you recognize this circuit, I stole it from Evan. Ran out of ideas this morning. He's got some good ones, actually. All right, and goblet squat, here we go, round 5. Three seconds, 2, 1. swing or deadlift. Again, you would opt for the deadlift if the speed of the swing is an issue for your back or whatever it might be. 3 seconds. And pull through. Here we go. Keeping those hips square. Every time you switch which hand is on the ground, your hips should stay locked right in the middle. Three seconds, 2, 1, rest. Okay, last round of these. 10 seconds left to rest. 6th and final round. Ready? And here we go. Three seconds, 2, 1, swing or deadlift. Remember, your knees are going to be slightly bent, but not bending through the movement. Keep that weight nice and close to your shins on the way down. 2, 1, and pull through. Ten seconds left. 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, that's round 6. We're done with those and moving on. So next group, we've got 6 rounds to go of just one more group. Okay, so this group is alternating reverse lunge. So again, you'll most likely hold the weight up under your chin. So we hold it like this. Then you take that step backwards, tap your knee to the floor, and come back up. This can be done with weight. It can be done with body weight. All right, so that's body weight. You're just gonna step back and tap, step back with the other leg and tap. So for 20 seconds, we're just alternating our feet. And then the next 20 seconds is gonna be a push press, which is kind of a shoulder press, but you can use your legs. So it's a little dip with your knees. And then it's a whole body movement where you're pushing the weight up and catch it at the top. Okay, you can do this with a dumbbell as well. And if you're using a dumbbell, at the top, you'll end up with your palm facing forward. Okay, so you kind of rotate and catch it up top. So go 20 seconds on one side, 20 seconds on the other, then rest for 20 seconds. Okay, so this one's really only 3 exercises. Reverse or alternating reverse lunges, push press right, push press left, rest for 20 seconds, okay? All right, so we're gonna get going here in 10 seconds. Make sure you've got the right weight. If you don't have if you feel like the weight that you have, like you have a really low weight for shoulder presses, just keep your legs out of it. Like you won't need to use the jump. You probably just press it out like that. If you have a heavy weight, like I had to turn yesterday's into a push press because I couldn't straight press it out, okay? All right, alternating lunges, push press, 6 rounds, we're done for the day. Ready? And go. Alternating reverse lunges, stepping backwards, tap that knee, try to keep your chest up tall. If you look down at your knee should be outside or over your pinky toe, not over your big toe. All right, push press, here we go. 10 seconds left. And switch sides. Five seconds left. 3, 2, 1, rest. You're resting for 20 seconds. If pressing overhead doesn't work for you, no problem. We can either lie on your back. So if I'm lying on my back, turn it into a floor press. It's kind of like a bench press from the floor. Or you can do push-ups, whatever variation. All right, alternating lunges. Here we go, round 2. Reverse lunges work for just about everybody. Making sure your front leg is doing most of the work. And push press, here we go. Five seconds. Switch sides. Five seconds. 2, 1, rest. It's round 2. Round 3 is coming up. All right, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Reverse lunges. Here we go. Halfway. All right, shoulder press. Here we go. Five seconds. And switch sides. Five seconds. 2, 1, rest. Deb and Dave, the last thing we needed this morning was more shoulder presses. These are rough right now. Okay. That was round 3. Round 4. And here we go, reverse lunges. Five seconds left. 2, 1, and shoulder press. Here we go. Five seconds. Switch sides. Five seconds. Rest. Okay, that was round 4. We've got 2 to go. All right, ready to go with the lunges in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Make sure your front leg does most of the work. Don't push too hard with your back toes. 5 seconds. And shoulder press, here we go. Five, 2, 1, switch sides. Five seconds. 2, 1, rest. Okay. Last round for the day. Starting in 5, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, round 6. Five seconds. 2, 1. Here we go. Shoulder press. Three seconds. Switch sides. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Done. All right. Let's take a minute here. Just getting our breath back. Focus on a couple of things. Number 1, getting that spine back to neutral. And sometimes for a lot of people, that means you got to drop your tailbone. We want to make as much space as we can from your hips all the way up to your neck. Give yourself lots and lots of space to breathe into. Try to draw every breath right down into your belly. So for me, it helps to keep a hand on my tailbone. It's just a good cue to push it down. And then I keep a hand on my belly so that I can tell that I'm breathing way down into my belly, not just up into your chest. Okay, so when we flip the switch from work mode to rest mode or recovery mode, we want to make sure we're not giving ourselves the alarm signals like heavy chest breaths, shoulders crunched up near your ears. Those are all stress responses. So we want to try to control your breath. Take it deep down into your belly. And try to relax those shoulders down. Bring your heart rate back down. Okay. Well, that's all we got for this morning. Tomorrow, you're joining us 8 a.m. recovery circuit. And I think my quest for the perfect spot to do these is not yet complete. We'll have maybe a new area of the house. You're just going to be getting a tour of the Sippets house. But thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Looks like it might be nice out today, so get out and enjoy it.
Thanks, Brian.
You got it. We'll see you.
Brian.